In this video, I share a raw and personal story from my life that shaped who I am today. This isn't just a video, it's a window into the challenges, lessons, and truths I've encountered along the way I hope will inspire you to reflect on your own path. Governments continue to neglect, diverting funds to unnecessary projects instead of addressing the urgent need for environmental restoration. Government action has been slow and ineffective. Government prioritizes economic growth over environmental and public health. Over the past 50 years, what significant actions and policies have governments around the world implemented that have had a profound impact on global development, environment, and society? Please watch my video and let me know if you agree.
An open letter to the leaders of the world. A call for accountability and change. To the kings, presidents, ministers, governments, scholars, oligarchs, and leaders of public and private institutions. I write this letter not a scholar, a politician, or a person of privilege, but as ordinary individual who has observed the world with a critical eye and a heavy heart. My words are born not from academic expertise or political ambition, but from a deep sense of responsibility and a desire to see humanity thrive. 1 Corinthians 1:27. God choosing what is foolish in the world to shame the wise, and God choosing what is weak in the world to shame the strong. I am the foolish and the weak. You are the wise and the strong, so there is nothing wrong to listen to people like me. I find myself questioning the very foundations of our societies, where leaders entrusted with the sacred duty to serve the people often seem to forget their purpose. Instead of acting as humble servants of the public good, they elevate themselves to a privileged status, detached from the realities of those they are meant to represent. This detachment breeds a lack of the discernment, a failure to recognize that the common people are neither ignorant nor incapable of distinguishing right from wrong. We see through the lies, the corruption, and the self-serving agendas. We are not blind, and we are not stupid. Allow me to draw a parallel to my own life, as painful as it may be to recount. I was raised in an uneducated and dysfunctional family, confined to a single garage that barely fit a small car. From the age of 7 to 12, I lay in my improvised bed at night, closing my eyes and freezing my ears, pretending to be asleep while my parents engaged in intimate acts. I was uncomfortable, ashamed, and trapped with no option but to endure it until they finished. My parents, uneducated and ignorant, believed I was too young to understand what was happening. They lacked the discernment to recognize the impact of their actions on a child's psyche. Today, more than 60 years later, I still feel the pain inflicted on me by their ignorance. In many ways, the rulers of the world today remind me of my parents. They too are often uneducated in the ways of true leadership, ignorant of the needs and intelligence of the people they govern, and lacking in discernment. They fail to understand that the common people are far more perceptive than they realize. We see through the lies, the corruption, and the self-serving agendas. We are not blind, and we are not stupid. Yet, despite this, those in power continue to act as though they are above reproach, insulated from the consequences of their actions. My parents were ignorant. They never went to school, and their actions left a lasting impact on me. But you, the leaders of the world, have been educated. You have access to resources, knowledge, and opportunities that my parents could never have dreamed of. And yet, your actions or inactions impact billions of people. That alone makes your failures far more egregious than those of my parents. At the same time, I acknowledge that among you there are individuals with good intention. But as history and experience have shown us, evil often takes root when good people remain silent or complacent. We are facing an undeniable damage caused by pollution. Governments worldwide remain largely indifferent, choosing to invest in extravagant projects instead of addressing those pressing environment crises. From military spending to vanity infrastructure, resources are wasted while the planet suffocates. Unless drastic action is taken, those problems will only worsen, threatening the health of future generations and the survival of ecosystems worldwide. The Bible predicted this behavior many years ago. Genesis 8:21, the inclination of the heart of man is bad from his youth up. Ecclesiastes 8:9, man has dominated man to his injury. Second Epistle to Timothy 3:1-4, in the last days, critical times hard to deal with will be here, for men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, not open to any agreement, puffed up with pride. The solution to this problem is both simple and profound. If you, the leaders of the world, truly desire freedom, freedom to act without scrutiny, freedom to choose between good and evil without the spotlight of public accountability, then you must make a choice. Stop producing the tools of transparency and connection, mobile phones, the internet, and computers. Return the world to a state of darkness, where ignorance prevails and the masses are kept in the shadows. If you cannot do this, whether out of greedy, a belief in the benefits of technology, or some other motive, then you must change your behavior entirely. You must turn 180 degrees and embrace a new way of leading, one rooted in honesty, integrity, and a genuine commitment to the well-being of all people. I urge to choose the light path. The world does not need to be plunged into darkness for you to find freedom. Instead, it needs leaders who are willing to step into the light, to acknowledge their flaws, and to work tirelessly for the betterment of humanity. Imagine a world where leaders are truly accountable, where corruption is eradicated, and where the common people are respected for their intelligence and discernment. This is not a utopian fantasy. It is a possibility with our grasp, but only if you, the leaders of the world, are willing to change. I remember about 60 or 65 years ago, in my grandfather's farm under the fig and peach trees, I had one peach or fig fruit. They were so clean, organic, tasted so good, and juice, no pesticides. Why today is not easy to purchase healthy fruit with some taste and free of chemicals? Things are today much, much worse. You politicians, what have you been doing to the world for the last 50 years? Yeah, what have you been doing? At the same time, I understand that creating a pure, cleaner, and happy world for everyone requires a stronger government to drive such change. Well, such a government does not yet exist. We need strong politicians with unwavering conviction to make those changes for the benefit of the world. In the meantime, our leaders should do their best to guide us towards that goal. My recommendation is clear. Turn 180 degrees. Embrace a new way of leading, one that prioritizes the common good over personal gain, transparency over secrecy, and humility over arrogance. If you do this, we will all experience a new world, a world where happiness, justice, and freedom are not privilege reserved for a few, but rights enjoyed by all. This transformation will not be easy. It will require courage, sacrifice, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. But the rewards, peace, prosperity, and a legacy of genuine service are worth the effort. You have the power to shape the future, to leave a mark on history that will be remembered not for its greed or corruption, but for its compassion and integrity. To those who argue that change is impossible, I say this: look to the countless individuals and communities around the world who are already leading by example. They are the activists fighting for justice, the teachers inspiring the new generation, the healthcare workers saving lives, and the ordinary people who, despite their struggles, continue to believe in the possibility of a better world. If they can strive for change, so can you. In closing, I ask you to reflect on the power you hold and the responsibility that comes with it. The world is watching, and history will judge you not by your wealth or your titles, but by your actions and their impact on humanity. The choice is yours. Will you continue down the path of self-interest and indifference? Or will you rise to the occasion and become the leaders the world so desperately needs? Thank you for taking the time to read and listen to this letter. I hope it serves as a reminder of the profound influence you wield and the urgent need for accountability and change. The future of our world depends on the decisions you make today. Sincerely, Antonio Oliveira.
Smash that like button and subscribe for your daily dose of motivation. Let's crush those goals together.